Coming up on Good Morning Wilmington Live, TV personality Renee Ellison stops by the plaza to talk about her new life venture and book, From Fake to Phenomenal. And owners of Great Craft Bar and Kitchen chain, Jim O'Donohue and Lee Michaels, stops by to talk about their new location and what you can find on their menu. Plus, a new street break with Ty Breakout Jameson. Be sure to tune in Wednesday, August 24th at 10 a.m. right here on DETV.
Good morning, Wilmington. What's going on? I'm your main man, Big Ive, the talk of the town, Mr. DETV, Mr. Positivity, and I'm here with my lovely co-host on this miraculous Wednesday.
Vincenza, good morning, Wilmington, and good morning, Ivan.
Good morning, sunshine. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Gosh, so I love the positivity and the energy that's on set every time we film. And I think it stems from the team that's on set, you. Oh, I thank you. Well, I'm just so excited because we have another great show for you today. We have some amazing guests on the show. Really excited to chat with all of them. But before we dive into that, how is your week going so far?
My week is amazing. It started off with manifestation, as I said about on Monday, with going to Brooklyn Porsche, manifest that new Panamera that I want, the hybrid electric one. Versus now also then coming into Monday morning show where it was just an amazing sisterhood show.
Yes, it was. It was very strategic by our producer, Najee. All women, but powerful, influential leaders in our community doing amazing things. So we were very excited to chat with all of them. I mean, we had Sisters Supporting Sisters Foundation. We had the Coolest Bean, LLC. And what was that third one?
The third one was the produce shop, the sisters that...
yes, the produce shop. That's right, the produce spot.
The produce spot,
That's right. That's right, the sisters, second generation.
Real sisters, real sisters.
Yes.
Yeah, real sisters.
Yeah, so it was a special show. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, it's on our Facebook feed. It's on all social media platforms. I definitely recommend. That was a really good show. So definitely check it out, especially if you wanted to support all of these incredible women in our community. But let's talk about back to school.
Oh my God.
We're back. School has started.
Where did summer go?
I'm not in school. I'm so happy I'm not in school anymore. I've been working, but back to school and the summer.
Where did the summer go?
We've been enjoying it.
Oh my, what did you, well, I guess we have an episode of what did you do last summer? I mean, you know what I mean? But gee whiz, it went by so fast, Vincenza.
It did. So Maddie is back in school. Did she start already?
She starts on the 29th.
Okay.
And oh my gosh. Matter of fact, she's at the bus stop right now with her backpack. I'm waiting to get her out the house.
She's so funny. I love Maddie. Shout out to Maddie. But let's talk about some back to school checklist.
Oh, do we have a checklist?
Oh yeah, well, I know I have a checklist.
You have a checklist? Okay.
I have a checklist. So it's funny, when I was reading over the checklist, it brought back some memories of what it was like to get ready for school, and it was really exciting.
Okay.
It was really exciting.
All right. So you go down the checklist, and I'm going to ad lib, okay?
Okay.
All right, go.
Backpacks.
All right, yeah, that's
pencils.
Cool. Yep.
Notebooks, folders, pencil sharpener, calculators,
that's easy,
binders,
man. I need to tell you, it was like growing up in a black house.
Highlighters, crayons.
Let me tell you, it was like back to school going in a black house, right? Growing up in a black home, right? It was, do you remember this? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You wake up like 2 days before and you lay your clothes out, right? And you're like, yo, I'm going to kill them tomorrow. Right? You got your shoes, you got your shirt, you just waiting. And this is when I was growing up. It was the first day was the day that let people know who you were.
It was like that for me too.
Was it?
Oh yes.
Okay.
It was the first day sets the tone.
Yes.
sets
Yes.
the tone for the year.
Okay.
But I think with COVID and everything that's shifted a little bit,
Yeah.
we have to add hand sanitizer more now.
Right,
I mean,
right.
I always was about hand sanitizer, but I
Right.
noticed that is on a lot of the checklists now. So
Yes.
hand sanitizer. I know that some schools, they have an optional mask. If you wanted to wear a mask, it's optional.
Right.
But it's whatever, the school is doing that's best for them.
Yeah.
But I know that Maddie's backpack, does she have hers already ready to go?
Maddie moms make sure she keep everything. Like Maddie has been ready to go since like January. You know what I mean? Maddie is super excited about
Excellent.
going back to school. And if you were just tuning into DETV, DETV was built on Madison, my daughter. She was born premature, micro preemie at four and a half months early, and she's the reason why I picked up a camera. So she is also a star on DETV's Kids Homeschooled, where she does Letter of the Day. So Maddie's like kind of a big deal
Yes,
around
she
here.
is. She's a
You
big
know what I
deal.
mean? And everyone loves her, so we love her. And she
Yes.
has this thing now. When she's in school, she Googles daddy all the time, and she's like, "Look, that's my daddy. He's famous.
She's proud
He's
of
my
you.
hero." So shout out to my baby girl
Yes.
Maddie that's probably watching this. I love you, baby.
Yes,
But-
yes, and she's proud of you. She's
Yeah.
very proud of you. But we have to talk about our guests.
We have to talk about this bar. What is this? We have to talk about
We have
this.
to-
Oh, this been sitting
We're
on the
talking about
desk.
this, right?
This has been sitting on the desk since we've been here.
Okay, so I know a little bit.
Okay.
Because so if you don't know, you should know.
Oh my God.
Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen is one of my favorite eateries.
Okay.
And there are 5 locations throughout the state of Delaware and even the tri-state area. So if you don't know, you should know. But this is like heaven right here.
Is this-
This
is-
is barbecue, honey, buffalo, bourbon.
What?
No, barbecue, buffalo, bourbon sauce.
What?
There was such a demand for this sauce that they had to put it in a jar and sell it.
Hold on, wait a
There
minute.
was such a demand for
Is
it.
this the? You got me sweating already.
You should
Is
try
this-
it. We should taste it.
Can you bring? Oh, she got some for me.
Nasha's always on it. She's
is
ready.
this the grain that is the restaurant that's on Main Street?
Yes, so they have 5 locations.
Okay.
They have the Newark location,
Okay.
Grain on Main,
Okay.
my favorite location.
Okay.
We'll talk more about that because I go there often for brunch.
That's the one with the funny sayings on when you ride down Main Street, right?
Yes,
It's the funny
yes,
sayings
yes,
on
yes.
it. Right.
On the marquee.
On the right hand side.
On the marquee,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
So they're great. I love it, and it always gives you a good chuckle.
shoot.
But they have.
Go ahead, keep going.
I'll keep going. So they have Lewis location, Grain on
Okay.
the Rocks. That's the
Okay.
newer location that is so beautiful. I had the chance to visit, and you did as well. No, I don't think you visit the Lewis location. Are you okay? And then they also have a Kennett location and C&D Canal.
They
and
wrong
then
for this.
Their
Yo,
newest
Jim and Lee,
location.
they dead wrong for this. They dead wrong.
Their newest location is in Trolley Square and right in Wilmington. So if you want.
Try that.
Wait.
Girl, try
Okay,
that.
okay.
I'm gonna finish this thing. Yo, Charlie Square is a new location, right? Is it good?
I know it's good.
Is it good?
So
Right,
I
okay.
love their nachos.
That's not nachos. That is
This
wrong.
So
They're
this is
so
their,
wrong for
their
that.
crispy fried wonton.
Lee, Jim, what is this? What is it? Crispy wonton? Fried wontons.
wontons, yes.
Good Lord.
But they,
Go ahead, try it. Don't say nothing. Go ahead, try it.
the sauce is good.
Yeah.
It has, so it's a little tang.
You feel it right here?
Yep,
And
right-
you feel it right here. Yeah.
Right there. Should have water.
I can't wait to get them on to talk about what's going on with Grain and all the outstanding things that they're doing.
Yes.
And especially with their new location and what they expect is going to happen down there in Charlie. Only but success because Charlie is popping. And if you got the food that I ate, and I remember because remember last episode I told you the guys and I when we all want to get together and just have a man's conversation, right, about stuff that we go through, we throw the bat signal up in the group. And last time we met, we were like, so where we going? And it's like, yo, it's a place off the canal. And we went and the portions were like insane. Like we're sitting there by the water, right? And we're like, at first it was just a good look, it's by the water, right? And there's a bunch of boats and people coming in, but the food was amazing. Not to know that they are the same owners of the one in Newark with the funny signs, right?
Right.
And now Charlie Square. So
Oh,
I'm
yes.
happy to have them on the show to talk about what's happening down there. I'm good. I love
I
it.
have so much to talk about this this business because I have been a huge fan of Grain for a very long time.
Oh.
So
You
they
can
are
taste the
now
bourbon.
So
They're
you
so
need
wrong.
to, if you haven't already, you need to check out brunch at all of their locations. Specifically the one on Main Street, that's my personal favorite.
I haven't been there.
You must.
I'm going.
They have a mean Bloody Mary. I mean, a mean Bloody Mary. It's so good, so good. But they also have fried chicken and glazed donut dish with like sprinkled, I think it's like bacon on top.
Not right there. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I can talk hours, but we will save all the yummy, tasteful information for when we interview them. But we need to, while you're enjoying the chips and the barbecue sauce, the barbecue bourbon sauce, we need to mention our second guest that we have on the show.
Love her.
Yes, we have Renee Ellison. She is the founder and CEO of Embrace Life Enterprises. We are very, very excited to chat with Renee. And I had a chance to review Renee's information, and we are very fortunate to have her on the show.
Let me tell you how fortunate we are to have Renee.
Just her energy in the room, you can tell. It's powerful. I love it.
So Vincenzo, when we first received the station, a friend of mine, the gentleman that does the weather for us, with his deep voice, he said, "Look, I went to college with this woman. I don't know if you know her. He introduced us, and our first time when she came down from Jersey, wasn't it? From Jersey, we went and we ate at. It was called the Green Room before it was called Le Cave, and we ate there. And I was like, oh my God, you're the real deal, right? Real deal.
I can tell.
NBC, what is it? A QVC." Just a leader amongst leaders, a vet in the game.
Yes.
Like, I really, really love this woman. She's such positive and great energy. I think when God was giving out energy, he was like, here go for it.
A little extra.
Something extra for your troubles.
But she's here to talk about her book.
Yeah.
And all the amazing things that she's been doing and what's next. So very excited to chat with Renee.
Media mogul, let me say that. She's a woman in media that knows her stuff. So I want to make sure we preface that. And I can't wait to get her on set.
Oh yes.
So, you ready?
So do we have to break to a commercial? Because I wanted to mention a few more things. No.
I was going to hit you. I was going to hit her with one of these. What? This is a big boy shuffle.
Stop hogging all of the wonton chicks.
Take that.
So before we break for a commercial, I did want to mention a couple events that are happening throughout the city of Wilmington. So the Delaware Burger Battle is coming up. It's on Saturday, August 27th. If you want to find out more information, visit deburgerbattle.com.
Have you ever been?
I have never been, but I've heard about it. And my good friend is the creator of the event.
Julianne?
Yes, Julianne. Shout out to Julianne. I heard it's an amazing event. Now, you've attended before.
Oh my gosh.
What was the response?
It was when people, this is the thing, when people say there's nothing to do in Delaware, I totally disagree. You know, this is my first time going to the Burger Battle. I want to say just before COVID, right? And it was simply amazing. It was in Rockford Park. It was a diverse crowd. It was diverse, not just crowd, but diverse participants that were in there. You went from everything from a turkey burger to, bison. Amazing. Vegetarian, they had an option. As a matter of fact, I judged it. I wasn't just there. I was one of the judges. So you can imagine what I look like coming out of there. Jesus.
Well, they're gearing up for this year, and I'm sure that so many people will be in attendance, rain or shine. So make sure you follow all the information so you can attend. It is deburgerbattle.com. I know it starts at noon. It's supposed to be a great event, rain or shine. So hopefully we can both go.
I'm with that. I think we need to do that a little bit more.
We need to add more onto our schedule.
Yes.
But there's just so much happening around town, so no excuses.
But you know what it is, Vincenzo? When what's so awesome about it, and I think when you and I talked about becoming the host together, right, of this, we said we're going to merge two different worlds, right? We're going to bring people together without mentioning race, without doing this. And when people see me, they talk about you. You know what I mean? And they love how we interact on camera. And I think that we definitely need to go a little bit more, do a little bit more in overdrive, because you famous, girl.
No, you're famous. Whatever. Well, before we break to commercial, I have to mention one more event, because we talked about the Teen Warehouse a little bit, And their founder on our Monday show, Logan Herring, was very excited what was happening in the community with the work group, the WRK group. That was very excited what's happening with Imani Village. But I wanted to mention this because the Teen Warehouse, it's for teens by teens, is having an interest meeting actually today.
Right.
They have it almost every Wednesday. So if you go to the website, you'll find out more information. It's an interest meeting from 6 to 7 p.m. I highly recommend you check it out. They have some great resources, some educational tools. Be a member. I know many people that are members of the Teen Warehouse and all the benefits it offers, so definitely check it out.
Love it. All right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. We'll ooh, this the barbecue. It's the bourbon and the barbecue. Got a brother stuttering.
All right, we'll be right back.
With Renee Ellison. Good morning, Wilmington.
Coming up on the Plaza, author of From Fake to Phenomenal, Miss Renee Ellison.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited. Storman's Classic Hall of Fame inductees have just reached here. We're going to induct 100 people, and all the conversation around the state is going to come to a halt because we're going to induct 100 guys and girls on September the 29th at the Chase Center at 6 p.m. Be there. Also, most of these folks participated in Storman's Turkey Drive. It always happens the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Be there, Storman's Classic 100 Basketball Hall of Fame. I'm ready. Woo!
First up on the Plaza is a woman who needs no introduction to the TV world or DETV. You might have seen her on her own QVC, HGTV, or even PBS, but you've definitely seen her here on DETV. But love to welcome to the stage, right next to the stage, I'm thinking pageant, to the Plaza, Renee Ellison. How are you, Renee?
I am doing wonderful, Ivan, Vincenza. Thank you so much for having me on Good Morning Wilmington.
I know,
it's an honor.
Before we started, we were talking pageant. That's
Yes,
why. We were
yes.
just chatting a little bit. Renee, we're so excited to have you on the show.
you.
And very impressive resume.
Oh,
Talk to him.
Yes,
Talk to him.
very impressive resume.
Vincenza, thank you
Yes,
so
but
much.
it's-
I consider that high praise coming from you,
Oh,
considering.
thank you. Well, I think it's important that our viewers find out more information about who you are. So let's start from the beginning, Renee.
Okay.
Who is Renee Ellison?
Well, I am a devoted daughter, a loyal friend, and I work hard and I care a lot. And I'm the CEO and founder of a company that really embodies all of that. It's called Embrace Life Enterprises. And recently I am an author. My baby, I'm calling it, was born just a couple days ago. It was released to the public, From Fake to Phenomenal.
Congratulations.
8 Secrets to Abandon Inauthenticity and Embrace Self-Discovery. And I'm just excited to be able to share my story and talk a little bit more about my business and how I can help people.
Excellent, excellent. Well, congratulations again for the book. So let's talk about what motivated you to write a book.
That's a great question, Vincenza. So let me just tell you, about a year or so ago, I was working for a company and I was in love with the work. And fast forward, I was fired from that company. And it was one of the most devastating experiences of my life. I've had experiences where it's like contract ended or, maybe this is not the right place for you, but never like pull the trigger. Just wasn't working out for them. And it was really hard because I put my heart and soul into the opportunity. And when I left the company, I was encouraged by a lot of people to write about that experience. And I decided that I wanted to write a book. I said, I've been thinking about this for a long time. I want to do this. And initially, I was so angry and I was so upset about the way I was treated. I wanted to write a book that was like scathing and like, throwing darts at them and punishing them for hurting me. And then all of a sudden, maybe not all of a sudden, a few weeks later, I got this epiphany and I just said, I think I might have a bigger, better story to tell. Now, initially, I wanted to call the book The Judas Kiss. That's how betrayed I felt.
Right.
And then I decided, no, I want a book that not only talks about my life, but also is an empowering resource for people. So my From Fake to Phenomenal was born.
Did you find a lot of people were experiencing the same, break, or disappointment that you have while you was in your moment?
Oh, yeah.
I remember that moment.
Do you remember?
I remember that moment.
Yeah. I shared with you some of the details at the time. It was very devastating. And yes, there were a lot of people. It was like a mass exodus from this company.
Wow.
So people were electing to leave. People were being invited to leave.
Right.
But yeah. But my unique experience was that I was leading the organization. And so I'm talking from 4 a.m. to, sometimes 11 o'clock at night, just pouring my heart into this organization and really abandoning myself in the process. And so that's sort of the moral of the story is how sometimes I and others, we step away from who we authentically and truly are and put our efforts and our attentions on things that aren't as important as our health and our life.
Well, you did not let that moment, that hard moment in life, define who you are. You embraced it, it seems like, embrace life. You embraced it and it catapulted you to the next chapter. And I could see that it gave you that extra motivation to write the book. That extra, sometimes we need a little extra push every once in a while. And sometimes we have to go through those hardships to almost like wake up. And you did not let it define you, and you took something that was a really hard moment in life and you turned it into something positive.
Thank you for
but it's true, it's true.
I appreciate that.
And it's a testament of what you're doing. But let's talk about the life coach element that you offer. So let's talk more about that, because I think life coaches are incredible people, just incredible to have in your life. And if you haven't had a chance to invest in a life coach, I recommend it. So let's share with our viewers more about what you offer as a life coach.
Sure, thank you. So I'm a life and leadership coach. And what that means is I help people who might have struggles with finding connections in life. Maybe they're looking for purpose. Maybe they're looking for a different career transition. Maybe they're looking just to be able to enjoy their family more. I help people really enjoy their life, embrace their life. And I do that on a personal level and on a professional level. So I work with individuals one-on-one and in groups, and then I also work with organizations. And the services at Embrace Life Enterprises include not only the coaching, but also training and consulting, and I also do some speaking. So really being able to support people on their life journey is so important to me.
Yes, it's super important to receive that support, but you're able to provide positivity and that energy that you bring. I mean, we said it earlier in the beginning of the show. When Renee walked into the room, the energy of this room just was illuminated. They were like, whoa, we feel she has arrived.
That's
but it's true.
The
but
trumpets
it's very,
came
very
out.
true. But it's true. But it's true, and it seems like you found your calling. Because just naturally, first impression, that's what I got off of, because this is the first time I've had the opportunity to meet you. But let's talk about what's next. So I have the book. You have the book. Check that off the list.
Yeah.
So what's next?
You know, and I think that's part of it for me, is that I can't really check it off the list yet because it was just released. So part of embracing my life is really being able to kind of relish in this journey. You know, I've been at this studio, how many times I've been? A bunch of times, hosting shows, meeting with Ivan and the team for whatever. This is the first time I've ever been here as a guest. You know, Ivan and I were just joking about the idea that he gets to interview me for a change, right? And to really be able to just kind of relish in that is so valuable and important for me and part of my embracing life journey. And what I want to encourage people to do too, because so many times we do go through life and we check everything off, right? And that's our natural instinct. But I think to be able to kind of savor things a little bit.
Is it the smelling
special.
of the roses?
Oh yeah.
The stopping and smelling of the roses. Now, I've known Renee for a while now, and we've became friends. It's easy to say we became friends. And I have a situation, I will call Renee. Renee has situations, she will call me. So to sit here and to some people become life coaches because they find it the easy thing to do. I just want to motivate people. You should find a life coach that experienced things and that came off. Like, never once was there a time that I can remember you stepping, if you like, that she played the victim. She played the conqueror. Like, nope, Ivan, this situation, nope, I'm gonna get through this. I just gotta figure out how. It was that. So now she's being interviewed. I'm calling this her home because it is. It will always be, DTV will always be her home. To now interviewing you on the morning show. Because remember when I first told you the ideas I had? Like, I was like, people think I'm crazy. She was like, nope, you're not crazy.
No.
Just do it.
And I think what's beautiful about you sharing that story, Ivan, is the power of vision.
Yeah.
5 years ago when we met at the hotel and we were having lunch and you shared with me the vision for DETV, you were just riding around in a little van with a DETV logo on it, and look at you now. And when you shared that vision with me, it stirred something in me because I could see you connecting with your life's purpose. And that's what I believe every individual has the right to do. And that's one of the secrets in the book, is that knowing that you're worthy enough to be able to literally see God's promise for your life being realized and recognized in the story and in the trajectory of the life that you live. So you are a testament to what vision can do, and what coaching and just the right amount of inspiration can do for a person.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I appreciate it. But you,
Yes.
you, Renee Ellis, and I'm always, when Renee walks in, I'm always like glad to see, it's like seeing your big sister, right? You have something called the care approach.
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah, so the care approach it's the principles for my business. And it starts with the C in Care, which is all about compassion. It's about being able to really be able to try, even if you have never walked in someone else's shoes, to be able to understand that they have the right to tell their story and to glean some kind of understanding and connection from the story that people share with you, and not necessarily cast judgment on it, but really feel a sense of connection. The A is about abundance. I think that might be my favorite principle because it's all about there's enough to go around. There are no limits to what we can achieve as individuals.
Right.
And I talk to a lot of women, I coach a lot of women, I lead women in small circles, and I think one of the things that we forget sometimes as women, especially when we are locked into the housewives mentality, is that we are sisters, and the support that we give to one another is so important and so empowering. Many women have struggles with their relationships with their mothers, and it impacts the relationships that they have with other women. And I am an advocate for supporting, empowering, encouraging women, and trusting that there's enough to go around. This is your story and this is your life, and I don't necessarily need to live your life,
Right.
but I can applaud you for the life that you live. And then R is about resilience. It's about what you talked about with me, about not playing the victim, about being able to bounce back and be resilient and come back from a knockdown. And I know, Ivan, in the last 5 years, we've talked about it. I don't need to go into detail, the struggles and the challenges that you have to build this incredible empire that you've built, right? You've gone through a lot of struggles and trials, but to be able to barrel through those struggles and trials and to be able to come out and to see this beautiful facility and all that you've cultivated, that's resilience. And then finally, I think this one probably is what you see when I walk in the door. It's enthusiasm.
Yes.
I'm just a
that's it.
natural born geek when it comes to God, when it comes to life.
Right.
If I say I geek out over anything, it's not necessarily technology, it's life.
Right.
I feel grateful for the opportunity to live this life.
Yeah.
And I used to call my company Renee Ellison Coaching and Training, but what does that say?
Right.
There's no message there.
Right.
So I changed it, and it's called Embrace Life Enterprises now, because it's all about that whole idea of really just wrapping your arms around everything that God has to offer you.
Do you remember? I'm Renee Ellison, damn it. You remember that?
So Vincenza, inside joke, okay? Fill her in.
Yeah.
Don't
Get me up to date.
Jim.
So, it was one of those things. Renee and I was exchanging. Sometimes you need a friend that won't hold anything against you, and that's what we became. And I would call her when I had the situation. She would call me when she had a situation. And our thing was, and it was something because it really made me like say the same thing. Like she was, whatever she was going through, it was like we would hang the phone up, and she was like, "I'm Renee Ellison, damn it!" Like it went right, and I'm like, "Oh shoot, I'm Ivan Thomas, damn it!" Like it was a mantra, right? And now look at I'm so happy that you're here. A
little boost of confidence.
And you need it. And sometimes it's okay to talk to yourself.
Yes, I
You
agree.
know what I mean? To remind yourself who self is.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about Embrace Life.
Thank you.
Where can people find more information? Purchase the book?
Yeah, it's available on Amazon as we speak. In about a month or so, I'll be releasing an ebook and also an audiobook. But right now it's available in paperback on Amazon, and you can just go and purchase the book there. Or it's available where all books are sold. So you can go to, if it's not physically on the shelf, you can go to a bookstore and you can say, I'm looking for From Fake to Phenomenal by Renee Ellison, and I'd like to purchase it.
Explain that for me real quick before we leave.
What's that?
Fake to phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you for that. So fake is all about the bottom line of inauthenticity. And I think that is kind of a buzzword in our society, authenticity. And a lot of times people will say inauthenticity, but what does inauthentic mean?
Right.
If you have an unauthentic pocketbook or inauthentic pair of shoes, means not real, right?
Not real, right.
It's fake.
Right.
And I think it was hard for me initially to embrace that idea that I lived a lot of my life as a result, as I'm sure you might be able to relate, Vincenza, being in the modeling world and the TV world, not necessarily supported. So you have to kind of adapt who you are in order to be able to fit in to this world that doesn't support you.
Wow.
And I spent a lot of my life fake until I got to a point where I said, I don't like the way this feels for me, and I don't want to be here anymore, and I've paid too many prices through this journey.
Right.
Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah.
And I want my life to be different. And I want to be phenomenal. Like Maya Angelou talks about, that phenomenal woman that walks into a room, and it's not necessarily that she's so beautiful, but there's something about her that just captures your attention. And I talk about that in the book too. So
I think I'll love this book.
Yeah, I think I would love it too.
And the one thing that I want to add
I'll
about the
enjoy
book,
it.
I think that's really great, is that it's not just a memoir. It's not just me telling you about me.
Right.
It's a workbook. So at the end of each chapter,
I like that.
there are Renaissance reflections,
I get it.
and there's also phenomenal thoughts to ponder, which are basically journal prompts
Nice.
that invite you to kind of work interactively through your own self-discovery.
It's very
All right.
interactive.
For men and women?
It can be definitely for men too.
Okay, but it's for women.
I will say I will admit my
Okay.
target audience is women.
No, there's
Okay.
no problem there. That's why
Yeah.
we came up with it.
Yes.
Watch the plug.
However,
Right.
I will say I think anybody can benefit
I can take
from
that.
the journey.
All right, here go the plug. That's why we created DETV Women. See how we did that? All right. No, but look, Renee, this is your camera. This is the community camera. You get 15 seconds to tell them about the book or whatever you have going on. Anything.
Well, first of all, before I go to the camera, thank you both for having me and for just giving me this opportunity to share about my journey and about my book. And thank you so much for watching, all the times that I've hosted shows on DETV. Thank you to those who have supported me in that opportunity. Most importantly, I just want you to know that I'm inviting you to this new leg of my life, leg of my journey, where this book, I hope, will impact you and impact all the people in your life that you know and love. And go to Amazon, pick up your copy, and let me know what you think about it and how it supported you. And if you need to reach out to me, you can go to Renee at embracelife.com, Renee at iwillembracelife.com, or iwillembracelife.com.
I love it. I will embrace life. Thank you, Renee, so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, would you come back? If,
Of course.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I just want. Yeah. Okay. Whew. All right. You ready, Vincenzo?
Oh, yes. So we have to take a quick commercial break.
Street Break is coming up next, but right after that, two guys that you need to see that have some killer barbecue sauce in 5 locations.
And a lot more than barbecue sauce to share with us on the plaza. We'll be right back.
Still to come, owners of Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen, Jim O'Donohue and Lee Michaels.
I'm Ty Break Jameson, and this is Street Break. How would you tell your girlfriend to shave her mustache?
Girl, shape that you looking low. You might want to get it. Your man like that, like the tickles.
I tell her. Just yeah, I do it, you do it, everybody does it.
Just don't even tiptoe.
No.
Just be like, girl, cut that thing off.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because when we make out, it's like,
Can you get this up here a little bit, or it's starting to grow a little bit?
see, you so nice. We don't know how to do that. We just won't say nothing.
Baby, don't he get a little fuzzy over there? He's a little fuzzy baby. That's all I would say.
Wow, you put me on the spot there with that one.
I wouldn't tell her. Honestly, I would wait till she go to sleep. I got the Baldy, so I got all kinds of trimmers, and I would just hit that thing for her.
Baby, you want to go get waxed together? Let's go get waxed. That's what I would say.
I'd just shave it for her. I wouldn't even tell her, just in her sleep, I don't know.
I would just do it for her. I'll be like, yo, you gotta get that off. You can't look like me.
I would maybe just, hey honey, and just go like that and not say anything. And it could be, hey, there's something on your lip that you need to get, but without saying, mustache is a little thick.
That's what you gonna do?
Yeah, I think that'd be the safest.
You just gonna sneak attack.
Sneak and do it, yeah.
She gonna be asleep. You gonna be like, and then she snores. She like, and you like, hold up.
I don't know, it's a good question. I tell her she got some hair growing.
Just tell her this straight up,
Growing there, she don't like that kind of stuff anyway, so I think she want to hop right on that.
Okay, that's good.
And if I didn't say nothing, I'm over here letting her rock that thing.
What's the worst rumor you ever heard about yourself?
I talk too much. I do, though.
You admit it's not a rumor then. It's a fact.
Ooh, I don't know if I can say that on TV.
Oh, that I was pregnant without me knowing. I mean, that's crazy, right? Like, I would know when I'm pregnant, right?
I don't really hear rumors about myself because other people talking.
Oh, I have heard so many. Okay, which one can I pick?
That I died a year ago.
That you died a year ago?
Yeah.
I was mistaken identity for another person at the same job I was at.
That I was married and pregnant because I kept posting pictures of only my face on my social media. So I met someone and they're like, how are the babies?
That I'm intimidating? That I'm hard to approach?
What'd you do when you heard that?
I felt bad.
Felt bad?
Yeah.
You ain't go like this to somebody. You ain't go-
All right, our next guests are owners of a unique restaurant with an appreciation of new American and really good beer, but more importantly, good food, if I might add. So we have Jim O'Donoghue and Lee Michaels from Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, so excited, as you can tell. We were very excited all morning at the beginning of this segment for your yumminess that you brought on set. But before we dive into all the yumminess that you have brought to us, let's talk about Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen. So tell us about how it all started.
Jim and I are neighbors. We live across the street from each other. We have for many years.
Wow.
And while the kids were growing up, you didn't really want to get a sitter, so you just sort of set up at somebody's house or a fire pit or whatever.
Right.
And Jim and I always said, you know, one day we'd love to own a restaurant, love to work on a restaurant. And we had our eyes set on one and went out and tried to get it, and it didn't happen. And then our spouses were like, if you want to do this, do it. And so we went and put a bid in.
To actually put a presentation together and came up with a game plan for when the next spot did come available, that we were prepared.
Right.
So,
how many years ago was this?
7.
Yeah, our first one opened in July of 2015.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me get this right, just to bundle this up. You guys are neighbors, and like you guys are hanging out, like, yo, we should open up a restaurant.
Who hasn't said that?
Right. You know, by holding a beer. You should open up a restaurant. Yeah, and your spouse is like, go ahead and do it.
That might not have happened.
Okay. All right, and 7 years later, you have 5 locations.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, 6th on the way.
6 on the way.
Sixth on
And
the
people
way.
are raving about your food.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm raving about your food because, like I told Vincenza earlier, as we went to the marina, our guy we meet, or the guys meet somewhere, and we always try and find new places that we can hang out. And we went to the marina, and I'm just looking around like, yo, this is a nice place. This is real cool and chill. It's by the water, and the food is great. And then, you know, when they told us who we got today, I was like, oh shoot, this is the same spot. Like, oh man, this is awesome.
Yes.
So, what is it about Grain that is so unique? Is it the sign outside on
The sign on Main Street,
Right.
the Brian Ford
And
does
who
work,
idea was that?
Shout out to Brian Ford. Yes,
right.
yes,
I will give
he plays
Lee
a part
credit.
in that.
That sign was there when we first got the building, and I wanted to take it down. And Lee's like, no, we can use this.
Right.
We didn't even have enough letters to say coming soon. It was like we didn't have a G. So we had to go on eBay and buy all the letters.
The struggles with entrepreneurship, right? We're gonna make it work. We just-
But we were creating a buzz before anybody even knew what it was.
Yeah.
So we'd have a marquee that would just say bigger than a bread box and a lot more fun. But they didn't know what was going on, and we created all this excitement, and they didn't know what restaurant was going in there. And And Jim would go sit down for lunch, and somebody was at the corner of the bar complaining about one of the marquees because it wasn't fictionally accurate to a Star Wars reference that we made.
Oh yeah, you got a bunch of geeks down there, down in Newark.
Myself included.
Right, so be careful.
So we got an earful for that. But yeah, that really captured the character of what I think Grain is. Which
Okay.
is, it's just bringing together good times, good people, good food, good
Okay.
fun. There's a mix of live music at all the locations.
Yes.
And they all have a pretty good menu, which is you can just go sit down there with your boys, with your family, with your friends, and just have a good time.
Yeah.
It's not a pretty good menu.
It's not a pretty good
It's
menu.
a really good menu.
Okay.
It's a really good menu.
So have you been there before, Vincent?
Have I been there? I'm a huge fan of Grain Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen, especially the one on Main Street, because it's a little closer to my I guess you would say where I'm going from point A to point B.
Right.
But however, I know you guys just opened up a new location right here in the city of Wilmington, which is super exciting, and it's close to us. So we should go there right after.
Right, I'm with you.
But tell us a little bit about that, the new location and whatnot, and how it's going.
So it's going great. We opened in June. It was a bit of a historical one for me. I used to hang out in that building post-college quite
Some
a
memories.
bit. So, a number of memories there. So look, it's Wilmington in the summertime, which is a little bit quieter. A lot of people are away on vacation. It was part of our opening strategy. It's actually been busier than we thought.
That's great.
Which is great.
That's great.
But getting some people who haven't been down to Newark or one of the other locations to come out and try us before it gets too busy in the fall. So it's been a great experience. Very welcoming community we're in. So it's been great.
Where at in Trolley Square are you?
It's the old Scratch Magoo's.
Oh,
there you go.
That's the light bulb.
I was at the Oyster House about 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
and
right next door.
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
there.
damn.
No excuses
Okay.
now.
We also put up some old Scratch Magoo memorabilia on the shelves.
Nice.
very nice.
Nice.
So yeah.
So
that's
okay,
nice.
so a friend of mine is a beer enthusiast, right?
Yep.
And you guys craft beer, right?
Yep.
What type of beer can people expect there? Because I know he's like IPA, like heavy. I'm new to IPAs, right?
So we have 8 taps in Trolley, which is our lowest number of taps, but it's what came with the building. So we're trying to do, we're sticking with all local as our kickoff. So
Okay.
we have stuff from Dogfish, we have stuff from Wilmington Brew Works. So just a lot to reason there from Maryland.
Okay.
So, and then we have probably about 25 to 30 different beers and bottles and cans right now.
Okay.
And it's a smattering of everything. You can go from a sour to a double IPA to a stout. You know, we cover the whole gambit.
You hear that, Dennis? They got stout, baby. They got what you
But
need.
they also have some really good cocktails.
Yeah.
So I mentioned it earlier.
Okay.
You have a mean Bloody Mary. Let's talk about it because I didn't get into details why
Right.
it's mean.
Yep.
So let's talk about the beer-infused beef jerky.
What?
So explain the Bloody
Wait a
Mary. Paint the
minute.
picture.
Oh.
Yes, paint the picture for Ivan.
Please, please.
So a very good friend of ours had a beef jerky business on the side, and we figured out a way for him to make it in our kitchen so we can use it as part of our Bloody Mary. And it is horseradish, soy, Dogfish 60 infused beef jerky. So rather than using a piece of bacon in our Bloody Mary, we put a stick of beef jerky in it.
It pays to be your neighbor at this point. Like, where do y'all live again? Like, oh my God, everybody, they're putting everyone on in their hood, in their neighborhood, yo. Okay, you got jerky, cool. You make donuts, come on.
And speaking of donuts, you have the fried chicken and glazed donut with the sprinkled bacon on
joking.
top
I was
as the
joking.
brunch item. My favorite brunch item on your
What is
menu.
it?
So it's fried chicken with
Okay.
glazed donut. You have bacon on top, and it's
And then a sriracha honey sauce to cap it off.
I'm done. I'm going today. When I
It's
get out here.
delicious. It's OMG.
I'm taking the
Amazing.
I'm going today.
It really is.
Okay.
But you have so many other incredible items. And I do have to ask this question. Do you have any vegetarian options on the menu?
Absolutely, yep.
Okay, excellent. So you can accommodate multiple palates and no excuses. So there's an item on that menu for everyone.
Yes.
And that's what I love about all of your grain locations, that it's very family friendly. You can go with your family, you can go with your friends, and it's very welcoming. So it's very relaxed too. So I love the ambiance that it creates, and the live music is always fun, that you offer that at all of your locations. So let's talk about the items you brought here today, because one of them is my ultimate favorite.
Let me guess. Go ahead. You want me to
Yeah,
guess?
guess, yeah. Right. The crab nachos. The crab nachos.
Amazing.
But it's also a fan favorite.
Absolutely.
So tell us about
it came
the
about totally as an accident. We
Okay.
did a Newark, one of those Newark food events,
Okay.
and our chef made a special dish, and it was a fried wonton crisp with a little crab on it, and we said, can we just get a big plate of that? And he said, yeah, but let me put some cucumbers in to add some flavor to it. And he came out with this, and that's been it from minute one.
I'm so mad at y'all already. I'm so mad at y'all.
I think it's probably one of the most popular items on the menu. Also
is.
the OMG Krabby Pretzel.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That one is also very
Yeah, that's
popular.
dangerous.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
It's a big, ginormous
It's a huge-
pretzel
yeah, with
with
crab in it.
crab and cheese. And
My man
amazing.
Logan ordered it, right? And I was like, is crab in there? He was like, yeah. And there was so much. First of all, let's talk about the portions, right? Because you could go to places that have small plates. You guys really know how to take care of people, okay? Enough said.
These are the portions.
This is the portions, right? This is a small. This is a small. Now, please, what is this right here? The grain grilling.
We mentioned it earlier, so let's go into detail now.
So Chef Bill, who has been with us for a long time, came up with this. So it is a combination of buffalo sauce, barbecue sauce. There's some bourbon in there. A dark corn syrup is a really specialty, a real special part of it. It's our most popular sauce by far.
Don't mind me. Look, I'm just
Help you out.
Go ahead, baby girl.
I'll help you out.
It's already soaked in it, so you get a little extra.
Oh, sorry.
Got it.
I got
Here we
you.
go.
What's soaked in? It's soaked in this.
So the chicken is already soaked in this.
I'll see a little extra
That's
now.
how it comes, yeah.
Gave you a little
And I did
extra.
boneless, so we didn't have to do bone wings today
Right,
while
I
we're on set.
Okay.
All right. You don't mind we're eating, right?
Please do. Yeah, we've had them. I'll have one even anyway.
What are we thinking? Delicious,
When
right?
a brother over 300 pounds rubs his knees when he eats.
And that's what's nice about all of your locations, all of your grain locations, is that you have an item on the menu for everyone. But again, it's finger food, so you can
Right.
shareables. I know that
Right.
that's big on your menu. You have a lot of shareables because both of these items are great for sharing. So you can have a couple of beers, a couple of cocktails, or just want to get together with a group of friends and you just want to share some items. And I love that. And again, the crab nachos are my favorite. They're my
They are
favorite.
so long for this, Vincenzo.
I told you. I told you.
You're not helping.
Well, let's talk about all of your locations. I know I mentioned it earlier. Let's reiterate all of your locations again. So tell us, where are all of your grain
So
spots?
the first one was in Newark on Main Street. We then opened Kennett Square, which is on State Street.
Oh, wow.
The one you were just talking about, H2O, which is right on the C&D Canal on the Delaware side. We have one in Lewis, on the Rocks, which is in the ferry terminal. We just opened Trolley Square.
Right. So 7 years ago, right, to now, did this exceed all your expectations of what you thought it could be?
It's definitely, we knew we wanted to make this our career. We knew we needed to get big enough that we could go to work without having to be in the restaurant every day. And that requires a certain scale.
Yes.
Which Vincenzo knows very well.
Yes.
But I think the success of the first one, it won Best New Restaurant when it came out.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Very deserving.
Thank you. And so we felt like we were on the right path,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And so we tried to capture what's right about each location, like the ones that are waterfront, we really try to focus on the waterfront views and those sorts of things and really embrace what that has with outdoor bars. But it's definitely surpassed, I think, what our expectations were.
Right.
It's just, you've got a couple hundred people working with you that you enjoy working with, and that makes it all worth it.
What's your background? Was it always? I have to ask. Look, the people's backgrounds never what they did.
Never judge a book by its cover
Never.
either. So tell us about your background.
So I used to own an ad agency here in Wilmington called the Archer Group. So we started that in my basement in 2003. And then when my business partner, Patrick Callahan, and I sold it to the other partners in 2014, we did the final sale. That was about 75 people. We did all the online work for Wawa. So Hoagie's Fest, stuff like that. Chase Bank.
Oh, yeah, the inside. I got you. Roger that.
And so I sold that, and then Jim.
I had spent a lot of time after college in corporate America, MBNA, Bank of America, Barclays, did that whole route. And then it really was Lee and I sitting out back, normally at a fire pit in his backyard, just talking about doing this over and over again. And it got to the point where my kids were older, his kids were older.
Right.
It was either do it now or stop talking about it.
Barbecue or mildew is what we said. Either on barbecue or mildew. You can sit talking about it forever.
Well, we're glad that you did.
Thank you.
Because you are taking the restaurant industry by storm and you are really making an impact, not just for all the local eateries in the state, but also the tri-state area, because you do have that location in Kennett, which is also another amazing location. Now, I know you have the 6th location in the works. Hopefully it'll be opening soon, right? So to be determined the dates, but stay tuned. Do you think you will continue to grow?
It's a good question. We're always looking.
Right.
That's good.
And every time we open one, we're like, all right, we're gonna take a break.
No breaks. No breaks. You guys don't take
Take a break. Hey, we want to get back in the yard again.
We're good for a bit, and then
Right.
the next thing will happen, and we're always willing to take a look.
Right.
I will say this: we're dealing with the same struggles everybody is right now: supply chain management, labor management. It's just making it much harder to detail. Like I would love to tell you when the one on Star Campus is opening, but we just aren't sure right now.
That's all right. We're going to keep a lookout, and I'm sure there'll be a big announcement, and we're very excited for that. And it'll be another success along with all of the other locations you guys have opened. But it's very good for the communities. It's good for the neighborhoods that you continue to open such an amazing local eatery, because it truly is just like that local neighborhood, like bar, restaurant, and I love that feel that you get. And every time I go to the Grain location, it's always warm and welcoming, and the staff is so friendly, and just the food is so good.
We can honestly say that because and I'll play this card. We go to a lot of restaurants, and a lot of restaurants treat us a little funny, right? They do. You got 4 guys that's big in stature and a little dark. They treat us funny, but when we went there to Grain, we were really surprised, and look, the hospitality was amazing.
Right.
We had a great time. It was what it was about. It was about the food and the experience, and we had a great. So thank you guys for that.
Yes, it stems from leadership.
And I'm glad I can sit here and tell you, because there's a lot of restaurants we go to. Again, it's like but we went there, and man, we didn't know what to expect, but we definitely said, oh, we'll be back. The waitress was amazing. She damn near knew our names. And when you have a waitress or a waiter that will bring you a drink without you asking, or they see you getting low, I'm like, oh, they had training, they know. So, God, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, and we wish you lots of success, and we plan on you coming back on the show to share with us more of your success.
And we'll be there.
But we're going to visit. We will visit the Wilmington location. I think we need team meeting at the Wilmington location. So again, thank you, gentlemen, and good luck with the rest of the success for all the restaurants.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Of course,
all right, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. We're at the desk, so we can close out. We'll be back.
Let DART do the driving. DART First State provides transportation that is clean, safe, reliable, and affordable. Plan your trip and get real-time bus information with the free DART Transit app. Scan your phone to pay your fare with the free DART Pass app. So what are you waiting for? Try transit today. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
All right, Vincenza. Was somebody hungry, or was the food good?
The food is, and it's still here. I didn't eat it all yet. It's so good. Another great show.
Oh gosh, Vincenza.
We are so lucky.
We are, aren't we?
The people that we get to meet on the plaza every week. I mean, we are so fortunate that we have the ability to meet so many incredible people. Small business owners doing some amazing things in all the neighborhoods, but also some influential leaders, such as Renee Ellison.
Do I have barbecue sauce?
You do
on
have
my
a
collar?
little barbecue sauce on your collar, so thank you, Grain, for the barbecue sauce. It looks good. You wear it well.
That is a whole promotion right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like a barbecue sauce on my collar. But anywho,
yes.
Food was great. Thanks. You said you gave thanks to
Renee. Thank you so much, Renee Ellison, Embrace Life Foundation. We were so excited to have her on the show. Check out her book, Fake to Phenomenal, just released, so make sure you check it out. So happy for her. We wish her so much luck. And then also a huge thank you to Jim O'Donohue and Lee Michaels, the owners of Grain Craft Bar and Kitchen. They have 5 locations. They just opened up their 5th location here in Wilmington, right in Trolley Square. So no excuses. Make sure you check it out. And they have the 6th one on the way.
On the way.
So
it's like a baby. We got one on the way.
Yeah.
They got one on the way.
Well, they have incredible food. As you can see, we've been enjoying crab nachos, boneless wings, but they have
with the sauce.
Right, the sauce.
Killer sauce.
And they said we could keep it.
Yeah.
So
you have your bottle?
I got mine. We have one for you and one for Najee.
All right.
The producer.
That's it.
But,
what else we have?
Make sure you check out the Delaware Burger Battle, deburgerbattle.com. That's coming up. Another great event happening in Wilmington. Also, make sure you check out the Teen Warehouse. They have events every Wednesday, but tonight they have an event from 6 to 7. Make sure you check it out. Find out more information about joining because it's an incredible warehouse for teens by teens. So.
There you go. And Suit Up or Show Up, Eastside Charter School, September 6th at 7:20 a.m. to 7:55 a.m. Come out and join them. I'm going to be a part of it. And if you're not familiar with Suit Up and Show Up it's just, wear your suits and let's go and greet the kids first day of school, to show them, the kids in the community, you too, one day will be wearing a suit if you own your own business or going to work. Either
That's
or.
right. So,
just a positive motivation technique. You know what I mean? So
right.
I'm
And it's
super
important.
happy.
It's important. So if you are starting school on Monday, have a great first day.
Yes.
Make sure you are safe.
Mhm.
Make sure you are traveling safely. Keep a lookout for all the school buses.
Yes. Yeah.
And the school stops, so make sure you're just careful
And pay
and
attention.
cautious.
And pay attention to your teachers. All right? I
Oh,
think
yes.
That's all I got.
All right, so real quick, let's thank our sponsors. Yes.
Wi-Fi,
Mhm.
Balance Strength and Fitness, thank you so much, and Dart Transit.
Yes, thank you so much. We'll see you Monday at 10 a.m. Have a great weekend.
I'm gonna eat some more of this chicken.
I'm gonna eat some more of these crab nachos.
That's me.
It's my favorite.